to confirm it, and if everything is okay, they give the order to light the 2 solid boosters on either side of Ariane, and then we are off. So we'll let you watch the liftoff, and we'll be back after Ariane has cleared the tower.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage EAP, décollage. Tous les paramètres à bord sont nominaux. Début de la manœuvre en roulis, les paramètres sont nominaux.
Nice pictures as Ariane makes her way up into the night sky over French Guiana. Did you count to 7? Did you see all the milestones? Into the clouds. The DDO is saying that everything is okay on board. Always an impressive sight here. 780, that's 780 tons leaving the Earth at liftoff. 5 tons per second are being burned. 5 tons per second of fuel are being burned by the 2 boosters, and the core stage burning another 320 kilos of power. You saw Ariane cleared the tower. She's now rising, following the program in the onboard computer. We are in the first of 3 powered flight stages, the first one being the boosters and the core stage burning. We'll describe each in turn in detail so you can follow along. Right now, the boosters and the core stage burning. The boosters will burn for another 40 or 50 seconds, and with the clear skies, you'll probably be able to see with the naked eye on this camera the boosters being jettisoned. We're waiting for Dirk to come back. I hope he enjoyed it. Coming up on 2 minutes, the boosters will be shed at about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, basically. The core stage holds another 175 tons of cryogenic fuel. That will burn once the boosters are burnt out. That will burn for about 9 minutes. There, you should be seeing the boosters flame out in just a minute. You'll see 2 dots of light on either side. There we are. You are back.
Yeah, I'm back.
And
it was just amazing.
What did you see out there? Tell us.
It was just incredible. Amazing. The sound, this light, you know, you saw the flash, and then the sound just arrived a couple of seconds later. This is 1,350 tons of thrust that boost this amazing machine into the sky. It's just amazing. So we got just the separation.
You can see them there, the two dots of light on either side.
This was really something.
You like that?
I loved it.
What impressed you the most? The sound,
the sound. A few seconds of the light, sound just came along, and it was really amazing.
All right, if that doesn't make you want to come down and watch a launch, I don't know what will. You can see the boosters have separated. The main point of light is the core stage, still burning now. We're into the second of the 3 powered flight stages in the Ariane. The boosters have done their work. They're dropped into the Atlantic. The core stage now, the DD is saying everything is okay on board. The lower stage will burn for a total of 9 minutes. And as we said, 175 tons of fuel. The next up is the separation of the fairing. You can see there are 2 halves. One is out of the frame there, but we've lost another, ton of material that we don't need.
Yeah, it's 1 ton each side, so 2 tons in total. And so we are now a little bit more lighter. And imagine, and still remember, reducing the launcher's mass is meaning that we accelerate more. So now the cryogenic stage has taken over the job and delivers the thrust.
We'll talk about the different propulsions on the Ariane because there's 2 different systems, and since you're the propulsion experts, that when we have some time, everything is still fine on board, says the GDO. The core stage burning will burn for another 6 or 7 minutes. Coming up, Ariane making her way across the Atlantic and then across Africa, and she'll be followed by the tracking stations, and we'll be hearing from the tracking stations, telemetry and radar being sent down from the launcher to the stations and relayed over here into Jupiter. We have a couple of films now on 2 campaigns. The first is the launcher campaign with the COL, the Launch Operations Manager, André Sicard.
The integration and implementation control activities for the L545 launch vehicle ran from late 2008 to the start of this year. We then transferred the launcher from the launch integration building to the final assembly building. The combined operation plan was slightly atypical because we have on board the two spirale piggybacks payload. The payload platform of the two spirale piggybacks was integrated before the lower spacecraft NSS-9 was mated onto the launch vehicle. The combined operation plan then proceeded normally. The upper composite containing Hotbird 10 was positioned on the launcher. The final preparation phase went ahead without incident, and the different stages such as rechargeable and non-rechargeable batteries and the different engines were configured for launch. As the ground facility and the ground teams are available, we can proceed with the campaign activities according to plan. The launch campaign of 388 has already begun. I would like to thank Arianespace and industry teams, ground and launcher, for their availability and technical competence and for being with us throughout the campaign, which was, as usual, most enriching.
3 minutes left in the lower stage burn, the first half of the mission. To our propulsion expert, Dirk Müller, tell us about the different propulsion systems used on the Ariane.
Yes, so the main stage is running on liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, so in total we have 175 tons of both of these propellants on board. And compared to the boosters, they are burned on powder, so that is not liquid, it's powder. And so the main stage with liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen has somewhat about 135 tons of thrust into vacuum compared to the boosters, which have only 600 tons.
Second of our two films on the campaign. Look at now how the satellites were put together, ready for the mission.
Pour vol 187, la configuration
Flight 187 has a 4-satellite launch configuration with 2 main passengers, Hotbird 10 and NSS-9, and 2 co-passengers, Spirale A and B. All 4 spacecraft have been through the S5 payload building for preparation, control, and fueling. These operations are performed in complete autonomy thanks to the design of this new generation of buildings.
Grâce à la conception adaptée de cette nouvelle génération de bâtiments.
Hotbird 10 and NSS-9 followed a typical telecom satellite campaign, while Spirale was prepared in line with the co-passenger operation plan and integrated on an adapted unit that we call ASAP-5. All operations went according to schedule, thanks to the highly professional attitude of the Astrium Toulouse team for Hotbird 10 and Spirale, and Orbital Sciences Corporation for NSS-9. Once again, we are launching an international and multiple configuration with European and American satellites alongside French technological experimental spacecraft. Maybe you've noticed during the film portions of the broadcast you can keep an eye on the mission in real time. That's the 3D animation that's just above the speed and altitude figures on the left. In the blue band, the DDO has said there's 30 seconds left of propulsion in the lower stage. We're moving into another milestone.
Yes, and next event will be the shutdown of the Hurricane 2 engine. As soon as guidance estimates the intermediate EPC orbit being reached by the launcher, shutdown of the engine will be commanded by the onboard computer, and then the separation of the main stage will occur.
We were picked up while you were watching that last film by our first downrange tracking station over the border in Natal in Brazil. 3 more will follow Ariane as she makes her way across. And the DDO is calling out separation of the lower stage.
Yeah, so now we got rid of 14 tons.
And ignition of the upper stage. We got a picture of what that looks like. There you are. You see the lower stage being dropped from the launch.